Bitcoin is really risky, right? Well, that's what I thought when I started learning about it. And I think you are not alone if you're still in that stage of your journey. All of us start at some point thinking this is just another scam, another digital thing that will go and disappear at some point. And I know that we all have this experience of seeing its price just going up and down violently. But at the very same time, being a computer systems engineer myself, I also felt I didn't really understand what was going on and what was driving all these fluctuations in price. So today let's talk a little bit about risk and is Bitcoin risky or not? So one thing you should know about me is I come again from a computer systems engineering degree, from working in corporate America for 20 plus years. And in that career, I was a senior project and program manager and then a program director for big S&P 500 companies. And in that landscape, in those roles, one of the things that you learn is that everything that you are planning for, everything that you are executing on, any budget, any estimation, any promise has some risk to it. And some risks you can predict, some risks you can't, and you can only calculate. So one thing that you learn as a project manager to do is to evaluate risk management. And risk is essentially how probable something that I don't want to happen is likely to happen, or what is the probability for it to happen, and is there anything that I can do, which will be a mitigation in this case, to reduce that probability. So a probability, I don't know, in a project can be maybe someone will quit and someone will get sick. Well, maybe a mitigation to that risk that can become an issue if it actually materializes in that probability will be to have some extra capacity or to have some buffer in my planning. There are some things that I can do to mitigate such risks. And then again, health is not something that I can predict. There's always something that is a random factor of it. So there's only so much probability that you can mitigate or reduce. Well, when I started studying Bitcoin, again, my first reaction was this thing is very new, is digital, has no founder or company that keeps it accountable or keeps it as something that is going to be there for the future. So certainly these fluctuations in price are just driven by hype, by FOMO, by just Ponzi's. And at the same time, when I realized, well, but if I, as an engineer, can study this and can understand in detail what is driving this price dynamic, or what is it that will drive the price up or down, maybe I can mitigate this risk and maybe I can actually make some money out of this. And what was my surprise as I started studying Bitcoin, that in reality what I thought were risks were actually strengths. For instance, it being decentralized and not having a CEO, not having a marketing team, not having a company that can be taken over by a government or taken down by anyone. The fact that being decentralized is almost like a virus, so it requires consensus for it to change. And it doesn't matter if you cut any piece of it, it still keeps growing, it keeps self-calibrating. So it's very durable and hard to break apart. The whole mining aspect of it, the whole hashing of it and cryptography behind it, the whole notion that everything that I was looking at the news in terms of hacks, in terms of exchanges getting belly up and getting clients dissatisfied and just ripping off their own customer base, all of those were just people building scams and building irresponsible things on top of a network that is as secure as anything that I've seen, or as nothing that I've seen elsewhere in the world. As an engineer, I can tell you, I was looking to see how to make money. I actually understood and discovered money itself in Bitcoin. So it's not a surprise that right now we're reaching all-time highs. It's not a surprise that we're getting additional institutional and nation adoption into this asset. And I encourage you to start studying it a little bit more and a little bit more in detail and in depth. Because one thing, again, that you understand as you're seeing an asset that grows so violently in price is, yes, that volatility is there and it's part of its nature. It's why there have been many people that have gotten rich out of buying Bitcoin. But when you actually understand the asset itself, you understand that those dynamics are just dynamics of an asset that is getting capitalized, that is getting adopted, but its underlying foundation is rock solid, and it's just risk that you are mitigating from a system that you have been led to believe is solid, but it's just garbage. The fiat system that is stealing from you and is devaluating your purchasing power. Every paycheck that you get more dollars, every paycheck that you get more pesos, those dollars are just worth less and less, and that trends forever to zero, while Bitcoin trends forever into infinity because of its scarcity, its immutability, and again, the fact that more people over time will realize it's less risky than many other assets out there. In any case, thanks again for following me. Like, subscribe, share this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye.